Hey, this is my first pep rally. We didn't have one like this when I played in the 60s.
Things have changed a little bit. You're looking at a clip from the documentary Through the Banks of the Red Cedar. It's the story of former Viking wide receiver Gene Washington. His daughter Maya, a Minnesota filmmaker, shares his personal story about being recruited from the South at the peak of segregation into play college football. And Maya and Gene join us this morning. Thank you both for getting up early and joining us today.
Thank you very much.
Give me the background about, we know a lot of your history.
Yes.
Tell me how this came to be a film with your daughter.
Well, she thought it would be a good idea to do this, and of course I'm very proud. And of course with her background in theater arts, and she went to USC, so she's taken on the project, and the whole family is very, very excited that she wanted to do this. Take
me back to that time when you were recruited out of the South to play college football for Michigan State, which we both happen to be alums from there. Right. What a transition. What was that like?
It was really tough at the beginning. Being in a completely segregated situation, I was very fortunate that Michigan State was interested in me, and Duffy Doherty recruited me from that particular segregation. Mm-hmm. But at Michigan State, it was just a welcoming attitude in terms of people being friendly, and I really enjoyed that. Now, from the segregation standpoint, we played football, I ran track, and it was all in a segregated situation. So going to Michigan State, it was really, really nice to be in an integrated situation.
And of course, the title, On the Banks of the Red Cedar, for people who don't know East Lansing, Michigan, the Red Cedar is the river that runs right through campus, and it's part of the fight song. Tell me why this was so important to you to do this documentary, especially at this time when so much is going on.
So much is going on. I was really inspired in 2011 when Bubba Smith passed away. If you remember, he was the #1 pick in '67, and he Clinton Jones, George Webster, and my dad were all from Michigan State first round in 1967. Well, when Bubba Smith passed away, it was the first time I'd even heard any of this. I was removed from that part of my dad's life because it all happened.
You didn't tell her about it?
Before I was born. And so I think in terms of how we see football now as very much an integrated sport, and to imagine a time when African Americans were not able to be a part of college football in a mainstream way, or even pro ball. So to know that my dad was an early pioneer, and to know how much this generation has received as a result of that contribution, I just had to tell the story.
What do you hope that people take away from it? Because as we know, there's so much happening still with racial conflicts going on currently, and that we're talking several decades ago. Yeah. What do you hope people that see this point in history from your documentary take away from it?
Well, I hope that, especially for my generation and younger, like, this happened in my dad's lifetime. Like, if you can wrap your head around the fact that even us sitting here being interviewed and having a conversation with you in my dad's day was so unique and so new for him, coming from the segregated South. So I really hope it's a way that we can bridge these two generations that are ultimately, we all want the same things. We all want equality. We all want everybody to have a fair shot and fair treatment. So I think this is a nice way of seeing how sports and entertainment can really be an anchor for that kind of change.
Right. Tell me about this event Wednesday.
So this Wednesday, we're having a really fun event at the YMCA Ridgedale. It's a block party, so there'll be music and games and fun. And my dad and some of his teammates from the 1969 Vikings team, Carl Eller, Alan Page, Oscar Reed, John Henderson, will be on hand to do a Q&A so people can get to know more about their experiences, more about our project. It's a fundraising experience. We have a nice little fundraising campaign ahead. We're in post-production, so it's a nice way for us to engage with the community while we're finishing the film.
Oh, a lot of fun. And tell me when the documentary comes out. We're running out of time.
So our goal is early 2016, provided that we meet our fundraising goals, and people can follow us on our website through thebanksoftheredcedar.com.
All right. Thank you both for coming in. And, of course, as you said, they got another Spartan coming to the Vikings now, just drafted.
Yeah, Trey Waynes.
What do you think?
Well, hey, I'm very excited. This is the first time in a long time. I told Coach Zimmer when I was out there yesterday, I told him, you almost forgot about our Spartans, because we haven't had a first-round draft choice in about 48 years, so it was good to see him, and we were happy that he's here. He's from Wisconsin, not too far away, and he said, and I'm sure his family would love that because we'd be able to come up and drive up 6 hours to see him play.
Yeah.
So we were very excited to have him.
Well, thank you both for coming in. We appreciate